Hey everyone, it's Friday the 13th, but at least Friday the 13th of the perfect month, and this is the first and only time in the last and next 123 years, so might as well make some history, make this video, and talk about Valentine's Day. Why on Friday the 13th? Because then, the day after, I can just relax and chill, and you can see this person in the morning and share it to your loved ones. Or friends, I don't care. As long as you're helping me spread the message of my books and my charities, I'm happy as it is. But I want to talk about, in a way, how... Well, I think it's two things. How love has influenced my writing journey as a topic, despite from my first novel to the novels I'm writing now. And a biblical quote that has inspired me to write my romance novels the way that I'm writing them now. Let's begin with the first. Childhood. I grew up falling in love, obviously, with musicals, especially romance musicals. Annie Get Your Gun, Meet Me in St. Louis, Sound of Music, whatever. The Love Bug, essentially, love in its name. I was surrounded by it from a young age. Some years later, I became a young teen. I wanted to write my own. I did. It was a teenage romance, book. It was more of a short story, but with a very large font and very, very little pages. Essentially, a very, very horrifically done self-insert at the age of 13. Who knew? It was a failure. It was a flop, and I told a few people about it, and one person told me that it was good and you shouldn't give up. I was like, I don't think so. I don't feel it's good. And I still cringe to it this day. And despite trying to remove it, it is somewhere in this drawer. And I will not show it, but it's good to keep for memory's sake. Then I discovered John Green. Discovered The Fault in Our Stars, Abundance of Characters, Paper Towns. I have the entire collection. Read them all. Not read them all, I haven't read it, Let It Snow. And also I haven't found it yet, and I haven't get to read all of Will Grayson. Will Grayson, I think, is the only book I've read of John Green which actually bores me, but I think it's just the part that isn't John Green, but anyhow. Then came, about the end of secondary school, a task called The Photo. It was a World War II based thing, something I loved as a history geek. But I didn't write anything, and it was even a late project. You might tell me why. I just gave up on school. I felt like school wasn't for me. I wasn't smart enough for school. It wasn't my thing. And I was like, why should I care? I was on a call with a dear friend, the same person who sort of gave me some encouraging notes about my original book, about my very first attempt on the book. And my mother was obviously telling me, oh, you're late and you're not putting it right. And this individual that I called every single day, told me, I'm going to leave the call and you can only call me when you're done. I said, okay, sure. Wrote it in 10 minutes. Sent it via email, just get it done with. Just wrote it the way I would normally write a story in my head, and not even trying. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be oh so suave in it. Just what I felt the title said. And done. A few days came by, and the English teacher would put our works on the board. And the closer you were to the board, to the title, the better it was. On that day I noticed mine was at the very center, which was something that never happened before to anyone's work. And I asked for it was a mistake because I got a 5 out of 10. The teacher told me, dead in the eye, and told me the only reason you didn't get full marks was because you were late. I genuinely believe it. And I was shocked. So during the last year of secondary school, with a full scap and a hope and a dream, I wrote my very first book, 15 World War Stories. But I didn't manage to publish it because no one would want to publish my book until I finally got old enough and published it myself in 2020, at the age of 18. I mean, not even age of 18, no. Wait, no, I was 18. How stupid am I? Yeah, I was 18 years old. Self-published it with Lulu.com. Yeah, I was so proud of it, and I still am to this day because it's my first ever work, and it just shows how the love of something, and the respect, and friendship in its own weird way, pushes you to do the right things. This is the latest fully done work. Of course, this is just the original draft. Then came my second work, which is something I'm going to be publishing soon, or is about to be published soon, which is much closer to the topic of love, but in different variations. How love is something that we go through in struggles, how we go through in a disguised fashion, how people abuse the word love, or people abuse love to sort of get what they want, or how love is sort of disguised in a different way. And like I said, it is something that is so powerful that can be abused. It's one of the most painful things to be lost, which inspired me to write my second book, which is also a collection of short stories, which will be revealed in hopefully a few months' time. Now, why am I talking about this? About love? You trying to sell your book? Yeah, sure, of course. I need to sell books to be able to do more good, because with them I'm doing charitable things, and my next my first big charitable thing will be done on the 28th of February. But it's not just that. It's also regarding my two romance novels I'm currently writing in tandem. I took in a small break due to how life has gotten and due to how things have been going on recently. But I want to read this to sort of give you guys sort of plan, this quote, how vital it is, and how it gave me such beautiful inspiration to write my novels and the individuals and how they see each other. Corinthians 1:13, verses 4 to 7. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not self-seek, it does not easily anger, it does not keep record of wrongs. These are just wedding vows. But why are they wedding vows? Why would someone, Paul, previously known as Saul, who called himself the biggest of all sinners, write something that is so vital in the Bible when it comes to love? Simple. Like many other quotes in the Bible, love is not just when I say I love you. When you get some flowers, we get some kisses. Love, in every sense of the word, is sacrifice, it's struggle. It's knowing the truth. It's knowing that no matter what, no matter how much the individual is struggling, if you really love the individual, you keep pushing, you keep trying. Love is knowing that the individual has some side effects and has some downfalls, but you're going to be there and help them with their bootstraps. You're never going to let go. It is easy to buy flowers, my friends, but it's not easy to buy love. It is easy to buy attention, but it's not easy to buy adoration. It is easy to say something, but it's different to mean it. Words can only have meaning when you show the meaning of it. People can only respect your words when you are of respect. During this last year of trying to improve myself and trying to write these last two love novels, that I published this mental health awareness collection of short stories that are about to come out soon. It was not just a journey of writing, but also a journey of self-discovery and understanding what love meant to me as an individual. Love is not a partnership. A partnership is 50-50. Love is 100-100. God does not half love something. He does not expect you to half love your partner, or half love your friend, or half love your family member. Love must never be done as halves, or what ifs, or slightly, or maybe almost full. No, it is full to the extent that it hurts. Something that does not cause pain is something that is not worth to be loved for. Because if you're not willing to get hurt for what you love, it is not worth it. It is more than the chocolates and teddy bears you can buy at the store. It is when you're snuggled up at night and someone is crying to themselves, self-doubting every single thought in their entire mind, and you are there saying, I am here. This is where I'm going to be. Love is sacrifice. Love is choice. Love is pain, and love is the fruit that comes from the pain and sacrifice. That's why I am writing these two love novels in the way they am right now, and I hope that people see it. That's why I chose this biblical quote to cement my beliefs on what love should be, both literally and reality. The carnival is not just a representation of partying, but it is the preparation of sacrifice. Because after this, if you are Christian, you have 40 days of Lent, 40 days of fasting, 40 days of sacrificing, because one individual who had no reason to do so took the pain for us. Because he loved us. Because despite our mistakes, his love was greater. Because 2,000 years ago, the Son of God came. And despite fearing everything, he kept on going. Despite feeling the pain that not even any movie or any statue can represent that he went through. And even shouting to the Lord why he had forsaken him, he still went on with it. Why? Because he loved us. Am I saying we should be whipped 39 times? No. But I'm saying if you truly do care and love about someone, you should be willing to take the sacrifices to do so. Love is only done for those who are worth it. This is not a message to anyone. This is just something that I believe in and something I wanted to share. And just to show to people how deeply I love the work that I do and how much the work that I do represents what I feel as an individual. In every shape and form. Because in 15 World War stories, despite it being about war, war is something that is done by young, innocent men and women who are willing to sacrifice for love, for the love of something. Some can be money, some can be country, but others are for the loved ones who know that their deaths are worth more than the deaths. So that their death is worth less than the lives of the people they love living. There are people who are no longer with us because they sacrifice what is great. There are people who are no longer with us because they chose that they understood that Corinthians 1:13, the fact that love is patient, that love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not self-seek, it does not easily anger, and it keeps no record of wrongs, knows. That sacrifice is key. I am not here to be a sermon or a priest, dear viewer. I'm only here to speak what I wanted to say this entire day, and luckily it could be said clearer. I tried this so many times, to be quite frank, but I think this is the clearest that I can give it. Love in any shape or form, platonic, romantic, familiar, to a pet, it's about sacrifice. It's about growing. It's about accepting the wrongdoings in your heart to become better. It's accepting your flaws and changing, because you know that sacrificing everything and changing the flaws for an individual is what you need. Repenting and forgiving are one of the sacrifices we do when we change the individual in Christianity. And I believe in the writings that we do. Because when you make a human perfect, they are no longer perfect because they are no longer human, and then we can no longer relate to, we can no longer love them in a sad, pathetic way almost. But if we make them human, we make them feel, we make them trust, we make them cry, we make them wonder, we make them repent about their past, then we can relate to a human being that is on the pages. I did not write about gods. I am not writing about gods. I am writing about human people who have suffered and are willing to do everything for what they love, or to get themselves out in a better and more loving way. If you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed the message, please like, share and comment, and look at yourselves in the mirror, or look at the people that you love and say, I am here to love at my very fullest. Be blessed. I wish you all the best, and I bid you all adieu.